So I was talking to Fianna Fáil TD today, I was saying about the Defence Forces because they are going to form a government, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and whatever cronies else to get, what other cronies to get in on it. But anyway, for God's sake, and this is what I say, for God's sake, get that independent fellow from Kildare South, Bowie, isn't it? Bowie. He's a former Irish Army Ranger. He obviously was in the Defence Forces and obviously left. And like he knows, he would sort the Defence Forces out in a heartbeat. This fellow that's in charge of the Defence Force, even Michael Higgins, get rid of him, just throw him out because he's a useless Commander-in-Chief of the Army. I've never seen such a useless man head of the Army in my life. I think, and to call Ireland the Soldiers' Nation, like every time we sing a War na Fianna, the Irish national anthem, it's basically pledging allegiance to Ireland. Because that's why it's called the Soldier Song. And I think we're doing ourselves, more harm than any good, I think. Because, I'm sure all the heroes in 1916 be told in their graves to treat, people who defend our island from, anything. Defend our island from, any invaders or things like that. They treat them this badly. Like, my God, you treat prisoners of war better. And people in concentration camps got better treatment than the soldiers in the Irish Army. And that's putting it straight. Because that's how bad it is. And, I wouldn't be going on about it. And I might as well say it straight. If it wasn't that bad. It is bad. It is really, really bad. Especially when you see the numbers leaving. There used to be 10,000. Now it's petty. It's going down. It keeps going down. It keeps going down. It keeps going down. It keeps going down. Eventually be only about 2 people left in the whole army. Because this is the way the government's going. This is the path the government's planning to take. But they can still give themselves budget. They still up the budget for ministers. They can still get €8,000 extra a year. The government ministers, along with TDs and senators and everything like that, they can still get that. How can they still get that? And people on social welfare and everything like that, you only get a €5 rise. You have to ask these questions. Why does Michael Higgins get a big wage? Like he gets nearly $500,000 a year or something like that for being president of Ireland, and he doesn't pay a cent of tax. Let's be honest here. None of that goes towards tax. Nothing's given back to the state. He has enough money as it is. And he doesn't give a damn. Like, the troops are stuck over in Lebanon. They're coming home. Finally, they'll be soon home. And he didn't give a damn. I never heard him open his gob about it. He never opened his gob words about it. If I was Commander-in-Chief, I'm just know, for example, I would nearly wing every family, and I'd apologise on behalf of the state on why these soldiers weren't brought home. Because they were very quick to bring over cherry pickers, and now they were nearly busted themselves to bring over cherry pickers. It's just kind of, you treat your soldiers like these soldiers. You don't wake up one morning and be like, I want to become a soldier in the Irish Army. You have to train. You have to, God knows how long it takes to train. Then you have to obviously learn how to use a gun and things like that. Like that takes, you can't just wake up one morning and say I'm going to be a soldier. And it takes a long time, and then you have a lot of dedication, a lot of training. You have to go away for a long time, not see your family and everything like that. Get up at 5:30 every morning, go for a run. It's not easy. It's not easy, and simple sad, not easy. And the way they're being treated, it's a disgrace. It's honestly a disgrace. Like you take the war out to just, annoy people in this country, because that's literally what the government are doing. Because they just, they seem to care about other things that's not really should be a priority, but whatever suits Leo Varadkar, I suppose. But he's probably going to be Taoiseach again. When do you see he'll be Taoiseach again, and we have to listen to him for another God knows how long? And I love the way OT doesn't really talk about it that much. It doesn't really say anything, because it is pretty bad. Like, let's be honest here. Like, some of them are leaving to go to Tesco. Like, some of them are planning when all this coronavirus is over to leave to go to Tesco, to go to Aldi's. And there's already soldiers who served in the army and went to go to Tesco, get a manager job in Tesco, even stack shelves in Tesco because it's a lot better paid in the army. And that just goes to show you. I don't even have to say, like the Royal Navy. The Royal Navy in England, they have one ship, nearly 2,000 people on one ship, and that's doubled. That's nearly half of the Irish army on one ship, and that's on the aircraft carrier Queen Elizabeth. That's one ship. Ireland could never do that. Having 2,000 people on one ship, they couldn't. They can't even man the ships that they have. They have 2 ships, probably still docked in port because they haven't got the manpower to operate them. And they can still afford to send Tom, Dick and Harry from the government of Ireland over to here, there and everywhere. And they can still afford to send Taoiseach Leo Varadkar every St. Patrick's Day over to America. It's just not, why would you do that? And they could fix, like, they could do something. I'm sure if Leo Varadkar took a big pay cut, I'm sure there would be something done. And again, they said they're not going to take this pay cut of 8,000. But I'm very suspicious. I said they were up, and I said it'd be nearly 10,000 or 20,000 or something like that. In this government, they do the opposite. They really would just do the opposite. We know. Wait till you see, it'd be the same crooks in again. It'd be the same ministers and probably the same crooks. And if that fell for Minister of Defence, I'm telling you, Paul Newman, whatever you call him, he's like, honest to God, he hasn't got an idea what the army is. Like, I don't even think he solved it. Like, he should be forced to go for weeks and weeks into the army on the army's pay, and he'd be fucking crying, he'd be whinging and quibbling and crying to himself that he wouldn't be getting his big minister salary. And they don't give a damn. And soldiers, like veterans, are even saying this. Veterans that served the country the last 70 years are even saying this. And if they're saying it, then people are very honourable, because they served their country for the last 70 years. And obviously served for a long time, veterans. Well, not 70 years, sorry, we'll retract that statement, for a good long time. And obviously the 70 years old, sorry, I said it the wrong way around. But yeah, it's a bit of respect. It's a bit of respect at the end of the day. It's non-existent. It's non-existent in the government of the defence forces. And someday, I say this to Leo Varadkar, and I say this to any teacher, someday the army will turn against you. And it's simple as that, the army will turn against you. It's very, very obvious to see. It happened in many, many revolutions. The army, won't stand for, to be treated like idiots. Like, you've seen it in the Russian Revolution, the army turned against the Tsar, and the same in the First World War, the navy turned against the Kaiser. Obviously because the war was going bad, but people can turn against, and that's what I'm just trying to say to the government. They're not going to stay with you. If something happens, they're not going to stand with the government if you're going to treat them this badly. Because, prisoners of war, as I'm saying, get better treatment. But anyway, thank you.